Hello everyone. Today in our English class, we will continue with Unit 6, The Web of Life. Today, we are going to read a poem, a beautiful poem, Sleeping in the Forest by Mary Oliver, as our daily pause with nature. This piece is almost as soothing as the idea of spending a night on the cool mossy floor of a forest, with the stars serving as a nightlight. This beautiful poem will relax and may accompany you as you fall asleep. The imagery of the poem will surround you in nature, and the soothing words will ease your breathing, inducing a calm and restful state. Before we begin reading the poem, let us have a quick insight into the life of this famous poetess who has written this beautiful poem, Sleeping in the Forest. And she is Mary Oliver, a prolific writer of both poetry and prose. Oliver routinely published a new book every year or two. Her main themes continued to be in the intersection between the human and the natural world, as well as the limits of human consciousness and language in articulating such a meeting. Mary Oliver was born and raised in Maple Heights, a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, in United States. She would retreat from a difficult home to the nearby woods, where she would build huts of sticks and grass and write poems. She attended both Ohio State University and Vassar College, but did not receive a degree from either institution. As a young poet, Oliver was deeply influenced by Edna St. Vincent Millay and briefly lived in Millay's home, helping Norma Millay organize her sister's papers. Mary Oliver won the National Book Award and the Pulitzer Prize. Her work is inspired by nature rather than the human world, stemming from her lifelong passion for solitary walks in the wild. Some of her famous poems are Devotions, The Selected, Wild Geese, American Primitive, Dog Songs, A Thousand Mornings, A Poetry Handbook, and so on. Apart from writing, Mary also travels extensively to read her poems and to lead workshops at various colleges and universities in America and in other countries. So, children, how many of you love to spend your holidays at a mountain resort or by the seaside or in a wildlife sanctuary? Can you describe an experience you may have had when an interaction with nature brought about a change in you? Be ready with the answers to these questions I'll be asking you in the online class. Let's start reading the poem. I thought the earth remembered me. She took me back so tenderly, arranging her dark skirts, her pockets, full of lichens and seeds. I slept as never before, a stone on the riverbed, nothing between me and the white fire of the stars, but my thoughts, and they floated, light as moths among the branches. All of the perfect trees. All night I heard the small kingdoms breathing around me, the insects and the birds who do their work in the darkness. All night I rose and fell as if in water, grappling with the luminous doom. By morning I had vanished at least a dozen times into something better. Reading the poem for the first time, we could clearly make out that this poem is very close to nature. It is like we are talking to the nature. We'll give the explanation of the stanzas in the next video. Do read the poem thoroughly, children. We'll meet in the online class. Thank you.